up, fam? Good morning.
Good
Welcome to the show.
morning.
Today, as always, is a crazy day. Already, by the way. We kind of started True Crime Tuesday a little early. We were talking about people that got arrested at your school when you were a kid growing up. And this one girl called in and talked about how one of her teachers, her favorite teacher, she didn't get arrested, but she got exposed on Hard Copy. You remember that show?
No,
Really?
I don't
oh
remember
my
that
gosh,
show.
it was like one of those crazy shows. Anyways, for being in a cult and a crazy one at that. Anyways, let's get into our ghosted this morning, and we'll get into True Crime Tuesday here in a little bit. All right, hey, don't forget True Crime Tuesday going to be happening a little bit after 8 o'clock right now. It is our ghosted. So here's what we know so far. Matthew's been dating this girl for a little bit. He ended up being late and said, I thought I was in trouble, but she was really chill about it. Next thing you know, after the date, everything worked out. She stayed the night, and
Blocked.
he got ghosted. So here we are. We called up Paula. Thank you so much for agreeing to come on. Now, Matthew's on the phone. He's just wanting to know what happened and if he can, make amends or change things up. Tell us what's going on.
So he was late. We know that. The reason he was late is because he was playing video games with his friends. We said we'd meet at 7, and he walked in at 7:30. Being late is fine, but, he literally made me wait 30 minutes so that he could just play a stupid game. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to let it go. It's a good date, And after the date, we went back to his place, and he was still trying to play that video game. He would literally rather spend time playing some make-believe game than being with an actual woman.
That sucks.
Yeah, not cool, right?
I did apologize profusely. I am sincere in that. I'm sorry I lost track of time. It's tricky because, I can't leave these guys in the middle of the game. We're playing competitively, so then they're penalized as a group if I duck out
invite
early.
her
And
over?
we're in this, little tournament thing. There's a little money on it. I'm sorry. You're right. I lost track of time, and that was my fault. I am sorry about that.
I just feel like you were a jerk to me.
I was not a jerk to you. I wasn't
to
rude to you. I didn't call you mean things or anything, or
It was just clear that you'd rather play
you into
your
it,
stupid
describe
game
what
with
was
them.
going on.
No, you would just rather play your stupid game with them, and you could have been with me, and we could have had way more fun. I just found that offensive.
Well, I'm sorry I offended you. That's not my intention. Is it because they're video games specifically? If I had
you
a
barely
woodworking
know
hobby
these people.
or something like that, would you would that not bother you? Or if I had a pickup game of basketball with these guys? What's the deal?
Basketball is definitely more attractive than video games, but the issue is you barely know these people. You meet them online, you never see them in person. They aren't real friends. They're fake people.
They're not fake people. They're real humans. They have lives.
I get the late thing. I don't care what the reason is. You apologize for it. It doesn't matter that he was playing video games or doing whatever, I feel like. But at the same time, the bad part is that, she's over at your place and you're playing video games?
Yeah, I would have left. I don't see how you stayed.
Yeah, I think it was pretty generous of me to stay, to be honest.
I am deeply sorry that this hurt you. It's not my intention. I would like to find some way to reconcile it.
I don't see a reconciliation when you're clearly obsessed with video games. That is not something I want in my life.
What does it matter that it was video games, though? What if it was something else?
This feels like a little one-sided in that. It's I don't have a chance to do anything now. You just want to write it off now. That's what it's sounding like.
Kind of had 2 strikes, 2 red flags in one date because, you were already late because of the video games. And then when you get back, instead of trying to, sweep her off of her feet and romance her in your apartment, you rather play video games and
you have
deal
to
with
check
these
in with your
people.
fake friends.
Yeah, I totally understand. If the games were that important and you were competing, then you should have just canceled the date and rescheduled for another day so you could focus on that.
It was a unique situation. It was time sensitive. On top of this, I played the video games for a half hour while she was over, and then I was done. I then spent another
for a half
2+ hours
hour.
with you.
I sat there while he played with his
we
fake
listened to some
friends.
music. It seems like you're sort of just brushing that aside, and you just want to stay offended so you can be upset at me. Where's the common ground?
I sat there for a half hour so you could play with your fake friends.
That's so not okay. They're not fake people. Now you're just getting, bitter and spiteful.
I'm not bitter or spiteful. I
Yes,
do
you
not
are.
enjoy your obsession with video games, and I'm not interested in seeing you again. I would just advise him to find a gamer, I guess.
Maybe you can find love on one of those games. It's happened.
Yeah, maybe they can like dress up as Mario or something. I'm not
Okay.
into that.
All right. Okay. So then she was done. And he had already hung up too.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts whenever it comes to this? I saw one person say that this is the reason why I don't date anyone that plays video games. Are you against a guy, playing video games? I mean, like, is that a deal breaker?
I try not to because I like video games. I think they're cool. They're fun. I'm not like, I don't have a system or anything, so I don't play it every day, and I'm not obsessed with it. If there's like this obsession where you just rather be on the game than have real time with your girl, I can't do it.
Mackenzie says, my boyfriend plays video games, and I sit there and watch him. She's not a very nice thing. 866-639-4689. Give us a call. Have video games come in between your relationship? Have you ever dumped someone because of video games?
Oh, Jacqueline said, I can't stand grown men who play video games.
Okay, there's a lot of video game haters right now. We'll go ahead and take some of your phone calls, and we'll be back. Wow.
I was about to say it on air, but I didn't.
What?
I actually left the house and went on a date with someone else.
When he was playing video games?
Yep.
Good morning. Hang on just a second. You're going to be our first person. Good morning. We've got one call ahead of you. Stand by. Hey, we've got two calls ahead of you. Stand by. All right. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello, I'm Summer. I'm calling from Greenville.
Summer, what are your thoughts on video games and relationships? Would you have dumped this guy?
I probably would have had a very, very long, stern talk. I've dated guys who play video games, and if you're not giving me attention while you're playing the game can easily get smashed.
Ooh. Okay.
And I
She
like
said it could get
agree
smashed.
with Barbie T. Like if I'm not a priority, the game can easily become not a priority either.
Okay.
Period.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Period.
Dr. Marie, go ahead. What are your thoughts on this?
Dex, I understand what she's saying, but what I don't understand is why she slept with him, why she stayed the night. She knew once he was 30 minutes late and what it was for, that was it. That was over. Why not just tell him that?
And
Because
she
girls-
probably still wanted some too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Women, we have urges
Yeah,
too.
well,
She probably just was like, you
and
know
I
what? This all
understand
he's
that,
gonna
but
be worth.
I will not get it from a random. No, because that's what he is, a random.
Well, they've been dating for a little bit. This wasn't a first date. I will say
Mm-mm.
that. So
I wouldn't get it from a random. He a random. Anytime I don't have no way of being with you after that, you a random. I'm so sorry. No.
okay.
But
Thank
I
you very
do
much.
agree with her. I want a man, not a boy. Boys play games.
Hello.
Okay. Thank you very much. She's a thought pocket. Hi. Good morning. I missed
Did
that
you
call.
just call Maria Thought Pocket?
No. The girl that she was talking about how I wouldn't, sleep
Oh.
with Marie. Not saying anything thought pocket. All right, here we go. Hey, good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Jackson Barbie T. It's Melissa from
What's up,
Simpsonville.
girl?
Go ahead. What are your thoughts whenever it comes to
Good
this?
morning. Good morning. Real quick. So, being late, definitely, that's a no-no. I don't think that that was something to kind of rot everything off for. Video games, I agree with. Was it you, Barbie T, that said that if it was something that he needed to focus on, that he should have rescheduled the date?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I definitely agree with that. Obviously, they did not have anything in common. And if it was bothering her that bad, why didn't she say something to him when they went back to the apartment? Like, are
There you
you
go.
literally
Good
going to
points.
sit there and play the video game, or are you not going to, do the do or whatever it is?
There you go.
That's
Thank you
it.
very
So, and then
much.
she relaxed.
All right. Good morning. Hang on just a second. We got one call ahead of you. Sorry. You got to get to the point quicker. All right. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name's Lily. I'm from Clemson, South Carolina.
What up, Lily? Go ahead. What are your thoughts on this real quick?
So I agree with the girl. That's too much. Like, it's the first date. If he's willing to take 30 minutes out of his date with her to play video games, imagine how much time he's going to take out of his life to play video games with
Yeah.
her. Like, no, that's too much. I agree. He should find a gamer or something. My boyfriend plays video games, but not that much. And
There's got to be a balance.
not on the first date. Not
Okay.
on the first date, right? You need a balance.
Yeah. Second date. Play all the video games you want. All right.
Right. I mean, yeah, first date's too much.
All right.
You need to focus on her.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Jackie said, grab his joystick. He'll stop playing the game.
Good morning. What's your name? Where you calling from?
I'm gonna be discreet, but
Okay.
I'm calling from Anderson.
Go ahead. What's your thoughts on this whenever it comes to video games and relationships?
Well, I've been married for going on 12 years, and it's been a problem in my marriage. So,
How?
Your husband plays games too much?
yes, all day long.
Does he work?
All day. He works, yes. He
Okay.
works 12-hour swings, and when he's off, he rather plays video games. But he knows the people he plays them with. Like, there are people he works with. There are people he's related to.
And has this caused, like, what kind of problems are you seeing in your relationship because of this?
No quality time, no time with the kids. It's just awful, really. But then, the argument is, well, do you prefer me to be out cheating, or do you prefer me to be out?
Oh, hell no.
clubbing?
Oh, wait, there's
Whoa.
Whoa.
He doesn't want to be a responsible father or husband. That's what it sounds like to me. So
Right.
he can go.
Is this getting to the point where it's becoming a deal breaker for you?
There's plenty of times where I threatened to leave, and I haven't left, and so yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Do you think he would even care at this point if you left? Because he acts like you're not
I
there
mean-
anyways.
He acts like he cares, but then, the video games still haven't,
Right.
it still hasn't stopped. So,
And has this caused a lack of time in the bedroom too?
yep.
Oh, no. See, this girl called earlier. You want to know what she did? She smashed her man's system.
I
So
was so tempted.
Do
I'm
it.
so
Nope.
tempted,
Nope. Let's not do
but
that.
do it or hide it. Take it.
Hundreds of dollars,
Yeah. Yeah,
I'd
and then
rather-
that could
I
cause.
just like to be
Yeah.
But a failed marriage could cost him a lot more. Tell him which one you want.
that right, and I'm over video games. Like I'm not against what she said, with the guy she was dating, because those are red flags. And if I would have known in the beginning, I would have never got married. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
all right.
girl.
Thank you very much.
Handle that. Good
You're
luck.
welcome.
Good luck.
Have a great.
Oof. Good morning. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Oak Ridge.
Oak Ridge. What do you got for us?
Okay, so this is pertaining to the whole Xbox ordeal that went on with her
Yes.
date.
Yes.
I do not agree that he, was late because of him playing the game, and I do not agree that on the first date that he sat there for 30 minutes playing the game. However, I'm a wife to a gamer, and the way that I see it is my husband works 40-plus hours a week, and that is the time that he gets to himself to just relax, not be stressed, and just,
Chill.
exit from the real world and just have time to himself. So
Right.
if it takes an hour or 30 minutes for him just to have fun or be stress-free, then I'm going to allow it. I'm not going to throw a hissy fit. But like I said, I don't agree with the first date that going down.
Well, I have a question. Does this interfere with your time with your husband? Like, does he stay on the game so much to where he doesn't even spend time with you?
So, while he's on the game, I'm on TikTok. So it's not so much that we aren't
That's a
missing
thing.
time with
Yep.
each other, because I'm sitting right next to him.
Yep.
And he'll communicate with me like, did you just see that? I didn't get that shot. Blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, that's crazy. Oh my gosh.
She's scrolling through TikTok.
But is it like for the
Yeah.
remainder of the night? Like, is that your whole time?
No, because he sets a limit, usually about an hour, hour and a half, and then he gets off, and then we sit there, watch a movie, and go to bed. We're old timers, and we like going to bed by like 9 p.m.
That's
So,
healthy. This is a
usually-
healthy relationship. I'm down with that. I like it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And that is the thing. I mean, girls exit from reality and they're on TikTok and they be scrolling like crazy. Everybody does. But I mean, like they'll zone out and they will scroll.
No. I mean, yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
But if I'm going to have somebody in my space, I want to interact.
Patrick says golf costs too damn much money. I will say I saw this on the comments and I saw this in the girl's call that was married. This is not a replacement for cheating. You know what I mean? Like I hate that comment of
Yeah.
like, well, if I'm not doing this, what do you want me to be out there in the streets cheating?
See, he doesn't want to
No.
be. He doesn't want to be there.
Right.
That's
yeah.
just what it's giving. He doesn't
Yeah.
want to be there, so leave.
doom scrolling. Yeah, that's good. That's a good way to say it. Hey, Jared, can you
Go
get
ahead
me,
and leave.
refreshed on the Hot 104.5 because that's old.
Let's see here.
No worries. Thank you.
I met my husband on Xbox and moved. He moved from Oklahoma to South Carolina. Been together almost 12 years. He works and takes care of his family, helps around the house. He can do whatever he wants. If the console broke, I'll go buy him another one.
Hobart, Gen X here. I say hell no. Getting ready to kick off our True Crime Tuesday. Corey over on Twitch, man, this girl got me hot over video games. She's crazy. You know what? And Twitch is a video gaming streaming platform. You know what? I'd love to see if there's more comments coming in from Twitch too. I've met better people on video games than that girl for sure. Bam, Corey Twitch TV.
Exactly. I sit there and watch David play for 3 hours until I pass out. Then we go to bed and get some sexy time. Ugh, 3 hours? I can't do it. Ooh. I can't do it.
Where's my phone? Oh, there we go. All right,
Don't
so
threaten, just leave. He knows they're empty threats, so he's never going to stop. Exactly.
Bye. Oh gosh, that story. Listen to this, guys. This is we're not going to kick off True Crime Tuesday, but this came in earlier this morning.
My teacher didn't really go to jail, but she was exposed and was on, like, hard copy for being in a religious cult. So she had to come out to the school about it.
A religious cult? What kind of cult was this?
Yeah.
It's a local cult back in my hometown where I'm from in North Carolina, and everybody knows about it. Apparently she's like a leader in this cult still to this day. Really nice woman. She was my favorite teacher.
Who are they, like, worshiping? Is she, like what are they
Yeah,
talking?
what was some of the odd things about the cult?
Like, they want to beat the demons out of you and make you throw up into pails and throw up the spirits out of you, and they restrict you from your family and friends. Like, when you go in, you have to cut out everybody on the outside.
Wow.
Oh,
It's
my
a lot.
gosh.
It's called Word of Faith if you want to look it up.
And we did look it up. Oh my gosh. That is a crazy, like, there's some
Yeah.
crazy stuff going on there. And
It's-
so
Mm.
she was teaching because since she was higher up, she was on recruiting missions, I think. So she would teach and then she would try to talk these kids into getting into the cult, I think.
Recruiting or kidnapping, because the Associated Press, they interviewed 43 former members. They would say kids would be kidnapped and brainwashed. They would have these, like, blasting sessions where they blast the demons out of you. They would beat the kids, yell at them. Like, it says they would scream at, punch, smack, smoke, choked, slam to the floor, even thrown to the walls in blasting sessions, which aim to beat out devils and purify members.
Yep. Amy says, kick off True Crime Tuesday. I need some constant stories. 50 seconds away. I've got a story that we're going to kick off that is actually from TikTok, and it is insane.
Is it that one?
Yeah,
Oh,
the TikTok
gosh.
guy.
I
So-
forgot to look him up. I wanted to see what he looked like.
Yep.
But no, the other one. Did you see the new one that just came out, yesterday? The principal that committed suicide at Disney, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
And
That's
then
a
the
whole-
letter he wrote.
Yeah. You know, he's the son of a Disney composer. Yep.
That's
So,
why he did it there.
I guess. That's the only thing I could think of. Yep.
And then he blamed it all on his wife.
It's not Mr. Ballin. Bro, games are not bad. Play with him as well. Boom. Yeah, play with him as well.
If she's not a gamer.
I read that wrong at first. All right, so we're moving on. It is time for True Crime Tuesday. If you're new to the show, you don't know what this is about. Basically, we are looking for your real-life true crime stories. You've seen these TV shows, the ID channel.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had a story like that where you were either linked because you knew the person or you heard this story from family members or, you were a victim? You know what I mean?
Right.
Whatever it is, share the story. We're going to kick it off with this story. This is a TikTok celebrity. All right, he's TikTok famous. His name is @JinnKid, JINNKID. He's got about 940,000 followers. He's got about 200,000 followers on Instagram. And so what ended up happening is while he was blowing up on TikTok, his marriage was failing. And so as the marriage was starting to deteriorate, they ended up separating. Well, he couldn't take it. So he ended up starting to stalk the girl. Next thing you know, they have a kid together. And when the kid was over at his place, he installed some spyware on the kid's laptop or iPad.
Oh, goodness.
This allowed him to listen in wherever the iPad was. So when he sent the kid back over to her mom's, the iPad was basically a listening device for him. And that's when he found out that she had already moved on.
Oh, goodness. So he heard all the things.
He heard a man inside their house. And so at that point, he lost it. He grabbed a gun, and then he drove over there, and he ended up killing her and the guy that was at the place as well. Kid's okay, from my understanding. He's been arrested, and this happened not too long ago, from my understanding, and so he is serving time in prison.
Oh, my goodness. That is scary. I just pulled him up. Wow. Beautiful couple.
Right, yeah, she's gorgeous. He's, he did comedy. His thing was like comedy and jokes and stuff like that, and he just lost it. Yeah. 866-639-4689. It is your turn now. Have you ever been linked in some way, whether it be someone you know or you've heard this story from family or friends? What happened? Maybe it was a coworker, True Crime Tuesday, robbery, you name it. If it was some kind of crime, check in now. All right, we'll be back with your calls. Dex, Barbie T on Hot.
I am shooketh.
Boom.
Constance says she's trying to think of one.
You two. Oh, so you've actually seen some of his videos, Patrick. Oh, Mr. Ballin. Oh, okay.
This guy was Skyrim in real life. Ali Nasir Abdullah bin.
What's that?
I don't know how to say
I
his
was a
last
little
name.
worried about how today's going to go with True Crime Tuesday. It's a little slow start because usually we actually play a call from last week, and I'm kind of saving those for next. So let's see what happens with True Crime Tuesday. Here's one. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Or you can be anonymous.
Hey, I'm calling from Knoxville, and yeah, I'll just be anonymous.
Tell us your story. What happened?
Okay, so I don't know if you guys remember about 4-ish years ago, there was a couple in Roane County that had foster children, and one of them ended up escaping, and he was, running down the street. That's how they found him. The other two were locked in the basement, and then come to find out they had another foster child buried in the backyard at that house, and they had moved from a house in Halls out to Roane County. Well, they went back to the house in Halls, and they found another child buried back there.
Oh, my goodness.
Plot twist, they have a son, an adult son, and he was claiming those dead children on his taxes. Okay, so that dead son actually was one of the managers where my husband used to work before he moved to a new company. So we did all these company picnics, all of these chit-chats in his face, and he was literally a murderer. Like, I'm pretty sure they're still, awaiting trial for that.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
Did he ever feel like there was some kind of creepy vibe with him?
No, I mean, my husband never really liked the guy. I mean, but he, there was nothing that creepy going on about him. Like I said, I had my kid, in his face, family. I mean, he was an unlikable dude, but that was about the end of it. You would have never thought that.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
Thank you for sharing the story. How long in prison has he gotten?
I have no idea. Like I said, I think they're still kind of awaiting trial for that situation. He tried to say he didn't know about those children, but you're claiming them on your taxes for years. I mean, it had been like 2 years plus.
Wow.
And they were dead, and he's claiming them. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for your call. Thanks for listening. Dang, what a story. Okay.
Whoa.
Well, that's a good start.
Constance says she's got one.
Okay, hang on, Constance. I got to edit this one real quick, and then I'll have you call in.
It hasn't happened. Trial hasn't happened for that yet. Renee said.
Oh, wow. Renee is always on top of it. Thank you, Renee.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys about 3
This week, I've been after a 45-year-old man who gave his number to my 16-year-old daughter, debating on telling his wife, "Oh, let's call her up now. Let's give her a call."
Well, let's. I don't know. Then we get into legal issues.
Okay. Well, your man's a pedophile.
Yeah, I agree.
Ugh. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, they always slow play that kind of stuff. The bigger the trial like that, they will slow play the hell out of that.
Her father is worried about retaliation since this guy knows where she works.
Found another kid.
Yeah. This is crazy. Why does everything happen in Roane County? Because there's nothing there.
I agree. Roane County, there is some dark stuff that happens.
I don't think I've ever been. And after these stories, I don't know if I want to go
Yeah.
to Roane County. Have I been to Roane County?
No, you have not. I remember going to Roane County Community College and speaking at their college. 10 seconds. All right. And here we go. Wow, this is a pretty intense story to kick things off for our True Crime Tuesday. If you're new to the show, here's what we're looking for this morning.
We're looking for your true crime. Like, what do you know that's happened? Has it been happening to you, your family member, or you just know about this story where it's true crime, whether it's solved or unsolved?
Well, and this is a huge story in Tennessee, and it's crazy the connection that this woman's family has to this story. Go ahead, tell us what happened.
About 4-ish years ago, there was a couple in Roane County that had foster children. And one of them ended up escaping, and he was, running down the street. That's how they found him. The other two were locked in the basement. And then come to find out, they had another foster child buried in the backyard at that house, and they had moved from a house in Halls out to Roane County. Well, they went back to the house in Halls, and they found another child buried back there.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
plot twist, they have a son, an adult son, and he was claiming those dead children on his taxes. Okay, so that dead son actually was one of the managers where my husband used to work before he moved to a new company. So we did all these company picnics, all of these chit-chats in his face, and he was literally a murderer. Like, I'm pretty sure they're still, awaiting trial for that.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
Did he
Shook
ever
it.
feel like there was some kind of creepy vibe with him?
No, I mean, my husband never really liked the guy. I mean, but he, there was nothing that creepy going on about him. Like I said, I had my kid, in his face, family. I mean, he was an unlikable dude, but that was about the end of it. You would have never thought that.
Well, and the thing that I always wonder, because they're still waiting that trial, right?
Right.
And like, what's it like when you find out that this person's been arrested for doing such heinous stuff? Like, were they bad? Like, you always hear people when they interview him, well, man, he was the nicest person. I never would have thought that he would have done that. And and it always comes off that way.
It's always the quiet ones, too.
Right.
I
Yes.
don't trust them if they're too quiet and too nice.
Side eye.
Yep.
The heck's wrong with you? 866-639-4689. That is our number. Give us a call. Have you ever dealt with some kind of true crime story? Share your story now. Dex Barbie T on Hot. Ooh-wee. I can't even imagine. Foster kids, and you just collecting these kids, and then you're chaining them up. Like they were locked in the basement.
Right,
And if that one kid
right.
would have never gotten away,
Mm-hmm.
boom.
It's not illegal what he did. Plot twist. He was a substitute last year at the high school. The school doesn't much care since he's not a current sub.
That's crazy. Kai, I think that's how you say your name. Kai, can you call up? I saw that Barbie responded to that. I want to hear the rest of that story.
Yeah, for real.
Thank you, Stacy.
We can talk about me being kidnapped at the age of 3 for 3 months. When my mom found my napper, the cops let her choke him.
What?
Brittany, yeah, call in, girl. You know the number. You
Yeah,
know the
let's
vibes.
Let's go.
You know.
We only have a little bit of time, though. So if you're debating on making that call, make it now or forever hold your true crime piece. Copy went down the wrong way.
I need some water. Can't retaliate from 6 feet under. Okay, Amanda.
All right, here we go. Hi, good morning. Who's this? Where are you calling from?
Oak Ridge, Tennessee.
Okay, tell us your true crime story. Go ahead.
Well, we got two of them. One of them was my ex-father-in-law was actually murdered in Oak Ridge.
Oh, my goodness.
They had his wife at work. She calls him. They usually call each other every day at lunch. Well, she didn't get a call that day. Came home, was wondering why she never got her call. They walked in the door. There was blood all over the apartment. They found him on the floor with a knife stuck in his back.
Ooh!
They had a suspect, but said they wouldn't arrest him until they found the other suspects involved. So that was going on almost 4 or 5 years ago. To this day, they've still not closed the case.
Shut up.
What do you
Really?
mean? Like,
No names, but I mean, yeah. So why haven't they closed this?
They never arrested anybody for it. They said that they knew that they thought the one guy was a positive suspect, but they couldn't arrest him until they found the other people. So it's just been an open case ever since.
That doesn't make sense to
yeah,
me.
because what are fingerprints? Did we look at that? DNA? Like, what's
They
going
looked at fingerprints. They pulled. There's items they found in the house. They pulled the prints off the knife. There was actually bloody smeared fingerprints on the walls. They said everything was smeared and stuff. Like, they were looking through the details of it, trying to solve the case. And we all pretty much pointed at the same person that we thought it might be.
Why? Why do you think it was him?
They thought it was me. Well, because the way it happened, they said that somebody the door wasn't busted. Like, they didn't slam the door down. It looked like somebody had opened the door.
So it's somebody he knew.
Okay.
And they thought it was a local person in the area right there that had knew him, had came by because he asked to borrow an item, and that item was missing later on after they found him dead.
Okay, and then what was your other story, if you can tell that one real quick?
Oh, that was quick. We woke up this morning at 6 a.m. to find that my roommate's car was stolen out of our driveway.
What?
Dang. You know what? I think it's time to move.
And the house next door just got robbed.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome to Oak Ridge, Tennessee.
Yeah, time to move.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you for your call.
Thanks. Oak Ridge.
Hi, good morning. Hang on just a second. Ooh, these calls are getting stacked now. Hey, good morning. Brittany, go ahead real quick. Tell us your story. What happened? You got kidnapped?
Yeah, so my mom was the only person to raise me from the time I was born until I was 3 years old. And I had never met my biological father before, and he kidnapped me from my mom for 3 months. And she wasn't allowed to see me that entire time. And he was a complete stranger. So when she found him, she was in the courthouse parking lot. I used to live in Illinois at the time, and she was in the McHenry County courthouse parking lot, and there was cops all around her, and they let her choke him for a good 5 minutes before they pulled her off because he started to turn blue in the face. And when she got pulled off of him, he said he would like to press charges on her for choking him. And the cop said, okay, well, then she's pressing charges on you for kidnapping her and doing this, this, and this, and this. And so he walked away and said, I'm not pressing charges then on her for choking me. So
Wow.
she got to walk away.
How old were you when you got kidnapped?
I was 3 years old, and like I said, he was a complete stranger to me. I had never met him in my entire life, and he kidnapped me for 3 months.
Thank you for your call.
Goodness.
Thank you very much. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, my name is Makaya. I'm from Knoxville.
Okay. Tell us your story. What happened?
Yeah, so I was friends with this girl in college. Me and her clicked because we both have M names. Her name was like, well, I don't want to put her name out
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Smart.
Yeah, so I guess, okay, so she never missed school or nothing like that. She would, like, tell me about, like, her man would pay for her classes and stuff, but he was, like, controlling and stuff like that. And one day, I remember she came to school with a black eye, and I was like, girl, like, what's going on? But she wasn't really telling me nothing. So, long story short, she got, like, 3 boys, and I guess the youngest one wasn't his kid. And he was like,
missing from class. I haven't heard from her, nothing. I actually stopped going at a point in time, too, so I didn't hear about anything until I hit her family member up, and I was like, hey, she hasn't been posting on Facebook and nothing, what's going on? So I guess they had said that the guy snapped, and he ended up, like, stabbing the hell out of her, like, all crazy stuff or whatever. Took only his boys, so he left the baby there while she's bleeding out and all that, and took only his boys and brought the boys to his mama's house and, like, left. Nobody knows where he was or nothing.
Is he still on the run?
I'm not sure. That's the end of the story that I heard. They was like he left, he dropped the boys off and just left.
Wow.
Oh, my
Yeah.
goodness.
I was like,
Okay.
yeah.
I hate to hear that.
I'm
Damn.
guessing she probably wanted to, like, leave him or something, and, you know.
That's exactly what probably
Or
happened.
either he found out that last baby wasn't his.
Yeah, that too. It's just, you never
Yeah.
know. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you
it
for
was
your call.
crazy.
That's crazy.
You're
Thanks for
welcome.
calling
Have
in,
a great
Kai.
day.
Thank you.
Damn. Okay, let me get these edited.
Sheesh.
And we've got Facebook Live stories to get to.
This is a lot. Had a math teacher in high school that went to jail for doing things with boys. It was a big thing.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's honey, it sounded like Tennessee is crime central. Listen.
I feel that. Yeah. You know what? When I first moved to South Carolina, I thought that Tennessee was tame compared to here, but Tennessee got crazy while I was gone.
My friend's grandson was the kid that was killed by the mother and boyfriend in Spring City about 8 years ago. The little sisters were made to sleep with his body and told not to tell anyone.
What?
There was so much. What the hell is wrong with people? Oh my gosh. That. Like, how do you get over that? Like, how do you, the mental of those little girls? How do you process that? Like, no, let me see. My ex-husband and I had had best friends that were also married. They had come to the house to hang out. When they left that night, they got into a fight on the way home. When they got home, we got out of the truck. He got out of the truck. She went to leave, and he tried to stop her. She ran him over and drug his body over 1,600 yards, 3 blocks before stopping. Someone else saw and called the cops. She called me from the cop car to tell me she had killed him.
Here we go. I'm not going to be able to get all these stories. Shoot.
Should I read that, or should we have Lindsay call?
Go ahead and read some of the stories, too. Here we go. Whoo, man, True Crime Tuesday is in overtime this morning. We've been taking your stories. Do you have some kind of connection to a true crime story? Someone has told you this story in the family. Maybe, someone in your family has been a victim in some kind of way. It's basically the ID channel on steroids. That's what we're doing.
Basically.
And we wanted to hear your stories. And, man, they've been coming in this morning. We've got one guy who's hanging on the line, 866-639-4689. Go ahead.
My ex-father-in-law was actually murdered in Oak Ridge.
Oh, my goodness.
They had his wife at work. She calls him. They usually call each other every day at lunch. Well, she didn't get a call that day. Came home, was wondering why she never got her call. They walked in the door. There was blood all over the apartment. They found him on the floor with a knife stuck in his back.
Ooh.
They had a suspect, but said they wouldn't arrest him until they found the other suspects involved. So that was going on almost 4 or 5 years ago. To this day, they've still not closed the case.
Shut up.
What do you
Really?
mean? Like,
Why? Why do you think it was him?
Well, because the way it happened, they said that the door wasn't busted. Like, they didn't slam the door down. It
They
looked
let
like
him
somebody
in.
had opened the door.
so it's
Right.
somebody he knew.
And then he had borrowed something, and that was the only thing that was missing. But they still haven't made, like, the arrest.
Right.
Close the case.
That's crazy to me.
Go ahead with some of the comments this morning.
Lindsay said, my ex-husband and I had best friends that were also married. They had come over to the house to hang out. When they left that night, they got into a fight on the way home. When they got home, he got out of the truck and she went to leave and he tried to stop her. She ran him over and drug his body over 1,600 yards before stopping. Someone else saw and called the cops. She called me from the cop car to tell me she had killed him.
Oh, my gosh. This comment, let's see. My uncle was shot and kidnapped. His killer turned himself in, but never told them where they ended up putting the body. This happened in 2016. Still no justice. Well, I mean, he turned himself in.
What?
So where are we at on that? I mean, like, surely he's.
So they haven't had the proper burial, probably.
Yes.
Goodness.
But I mean, like, what kind of time is this guy, serving? And there's several kidnapping stories that have come in this morning. We haven't had a chance to get to all of them on the air. Go ahead, Barbie.
Oh, Constance came in with one. She says, my friend's grandson was the kid that was killed by the mother and boyfriend in Spring City about 8 years ago. The little sisters were made to sleep with his body and told not to tell anyone. There was so much.
All right, 866-639-4689. I want to know, like, how much time are these people doing? Like, I can't believe that they still haven't arrested the person, that's linked.
Call,
yeah, right. Again,
insane.
866-639-4689 is our number. Call in with your true crime stories now.
Yeah, Heather, that's trauma all the way. Like...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. That's the kind of stuff that, like, they'll be talking to someone about that for decades.
For the rest of their
lives. Yeah.
Because you just don't.
Right.
Murders of Lisa and Joel Guy. Who is this, Renee?
Yeah. Here's Pam. Pam, good morning. Thank you for calling. Tell us what happened.
Okay, so it was in 98. I grew up with these boys, Kevin and Tillman Golphin, in Chesterfield, Virginia. They had been sent to live with their grandparents in South Carolina. They robbed a loan company and stole a car out in South Carolina and then went on the run. They were pulled over for a seatbelt infraction. Kevin was driving. State trooper realized that the car was stolen, pinned Kevin up against the car at that point and slammed into the ground. Tillman, supposedly, because we only have their accounts, heard his brother scream, "I can't breathe." So he pulled a shotgun out of the car and shot the state trooper. Then a sheriff deputy pulls up to assist. They shot and killed him too, went on the run a little bit more. They were caught about 20 miles away in Fayetteville, North Carolina, I believe it was, and arrested. Originally, they both had death penalty, but then they took death penalty off of the table for Kevin because of his age. He was only 17 at the time. Tillman was 19. In 2012, they put a temporary hold on Tillman's death penalty conviction, and then they reinstated it in 2020. They got it overturned to life in prison, like Kevin.
Goodness. That is.
It was a lot. It was a tainted jury, and is the reason why they got Tillman's conviction overturned and changed to life in prison without parole.
Okay. And where was it that these police officers were shot, the state trooper and the sheriff?
What did you say now?
What state was the place where the sheriffs and the state trooper? What state were they shot in?
North Carolina. It was North Carolina, in Fayetteville, North Carolina, on a busy interstate, Interstate 95, I believe it was.
Okay. Thank you for your call. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Kelsey says one of my high school
Let me
best.
get this call and then we'll get to that story. Sorry. Hey, good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Name is Mike Scott, calling from Knoxville.
Go ahead. Gosh, we've got a lot of Tennessee stories today. Go ahead. What happened?
So we're at Tyson Park, spring of '96, and we're having a family reunion. We're playing softball, and my uncle hits one out into the woods. Now, my cousin Joey, he's a little person. He goes into the woods to go find the ball, to retrieve the ball, and we never heard from him again. But there's been sightings here and there. They've seen him in the woods, and I just want to say, Joey, if you're out there, we've got a bedroom set up for you in the closet. If you'll just come home.
All right. Come on now.
What's funny? What's so funny? The guy, listen, he's feral. He's a feral little person, and he's at Tyson Park, and we just need somebody to grab him. Need a team to go in and get him.
Thank you for your call. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Ah, shoot.
He said we got a room set up in the closet.
He had me for a minute.
I did too. I was like,
and there was a moment where you could hear he was going into story mode and it was made up, and I was like, uh-oh. And then he goes into that. I'm done. Done with him.
Oh, that was funny. I wish I knew who that was.
He was a little person. Yeah, I saw that part too.
He said a room in the closet.
All right.
That's a lot of drugs.
Oof, goodness.
Okay, I got to read that story.
Yeah, let's hear that story, and then I'm going to edit these calls. Finish it
oh,
up.
my gosh. One of my high school best friend's mom shot and killed him, his brother, his dad, and his grandmother for insurance money. She did it all overnight back in 2011. Like, girl, how did you think you was going to get some money out of that?
That's the first thing that pops into my head. Like, how are you going to get away with that? Yeah. That's nuts.
How?
Wow. Well, and I still have to get that Kai story, but man, I'm going to tell you right now, that's the thing you got to watch out about these guys, because, you know, sometimes these guys try to throw money at you and they feel like they can buy your love. And then next thing you know, when they feel like they can buy your love, they feel like they can say or do whatever they want to. And that's not cool, man, because, like, you could just hear that in the story when she was starting to tell that. Man.
Yeah. How did I miss this in 2011?
Which one?
The story, Susan Hendricks. I see it. She got 4 life sentences.
4 life sentences? Damn.
Mm-hmm. She looked about crazy as hell. Ooh, bad perm, Susan. Bad perm.
This dude didn't need to call because what the hell? All right, let me go ahead and edit these. Guys, True Crime Tuesday, thank you guys so much. We're almost at 3,000 on TikTok, so if you can, hit us up with a follow there. And then, of course, on YouTube, hit us up anytime. We finally reached 1,000 on YouTube, 1,100. So make sure that you follow us if you're on our YouTube live as well.
Share it in all of your group chats.
Please do. Thank you.
Like, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend.
All right. We'll talk to you guys. Take care.